You know, guys, before we get into everything with the whole Q&A, I'd just like to take a quick moment and just reiterate some of the things that I said in my last video at the start of it. Obviously, if you guys are watching today's video, then you know the Scatmaster has officially hit 25,000 subscribers, which honestly, that's just an outrageous number for somebody like me. Like, aside from the whole YouTube thing, just to give you guys a little bit of background info, just to help develop this story for us, to be completely honest, growing up was not really the smoothest thing, I think I can say. Definitely experienced my fair share of hardships. Growing up with poverty was just, you never got to see some of the things that I see today, where I have my own laptop now for editing videos. I never had a monitor back then. I could never afford the newest console or anything like that, nice headsets. And this is just on the gaming front, but we've come to a point years and years and years later, especially after I started the channel back at the end of 2019, the start of 2020, before the pandemic. You know, financially, we were not too hot, but years later, just the personal growth that I've gone through and just developing the channel even more. And yes, I know it's kind of gimmicky and it's kind of a joke on the channel sometimes when I talk about, yeah, you watch the video, you hate on the Scatmaster, but I'm making money from it and talking trash about COD. You know, it's a joke, but at the end of the day, this has actually strongly helped propel me into a position where, combined with my actual job, I can afford to live in my own apartment alone. I can afford all of the equipment that I have, which I'll get back to in a second, and I'm practically funding a large portion of what I need to go to school. Now, you guys know that I just transferred out of community college into a university, and as you know, that stuff is not cheap. So the Scatmaster's always been somebody who just really tries very hard in whatever effort that I need to, especially if my living situation and my goals are on the line. On a personal level, I feel like I always deliver, and that's why I feel so accomplished and so crazy about how we hit 25,000 subscribers, which is not a small number. Like, I'm still a very small channel, don't get me wrong, but 25,000 individuals are subscribed to this channel. So believe me when I tell you guys that I am eternally grateful for all of the opportunities that I'm getting here on YouTube and just outside of YouTube in my real life. A lot of the moves that I'm making are very possible because of my hunger and because of the success that I've seen with YouTube. So just from the bottom of my heart, guys, thank you guys so much for always tuning in. Thank you to the people who comment every single video, the people who've been supporting me for a long time. All of it is just incredible to me. Now, going forward, you guys know what the goals are, right? We want to hit 30K. We want to hit 40, 50, 60. We want to get 100K subscribers on this channel, all right? That is my ultimate goal. Obviously, past then is just like the stratosphere point for me. But my main goal, my main objective right now with YouTube, I want to hit 100,000 so bad, guys. And I'm a quarter of the way there, and that's just an amazing feeling. It really humbles you sometimes too, because you think about it, all of the work that I've put in, all of the editing hours, all of the gameplay that I've recorded, all of the things that I've talked about, all of that effort combined into the total of 25,000 subscribers, it makes me think, can I do it again and hit 50,000? Can I do it 2 more times after that and finally hit 100,000? And guys, I genuinely do believe I can do it. And just once again, thank you guys for always supporting, always being here, always liking the videos, commenting, enjoying the funny moments. And yeah, guys, before I start the Q&A officially right now in just a minute, I want to let you guys know about a change that is about to unfold here on the channel. I've been doing YouTube for a few years now, and I constantly get the same comments about people asking me, not only do they want me to play different video games aside from COD, but they would like it in a different form of content. That being streaming. I have purchased myself a pretty hefty unit of a PC, made possible by YouTube, of course. Thank you guys so much. And I think it would be a very natural progression from here to start streaming, honestly. And not only just streaming Call of Duty, not only just streaming XDefiant, but tapping into other games now that I'm on PC. Live streaming for you guys. I'm not too sure if I want to do it on Twitch or YouTube yet. You guys can let me know in the comments. Streaming is for sure about to start happening, and that doesn't mean the content on YouTube is about to slow down. If anything, I might have more content because I'm just gonna have even more background gameplay and footage to show you guys, and I'm really excited to get into it, guys. So if you have any suggestions, recommendations, any tips, anything like that, please let me know in the comments, because truth be told, I have no goddamn clue what I'm doing. but that should be up and running fairly soon. So be on the lookout for that. I'll be making more announcements on this in future videos. Also guys, super quickly, I forgot to mention this as well, but I am looking very heavily into the possibilities of creating some merch. I know a lot of people have been asking for it. I'm pretty interested in doing it, and you might see some of that in the distant future as well. You might see some things with some nice quotables, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe give me some ideas in the comments, and we'll see what we do with that, alright? But guys, without further ado, I've been yapping for quite some time, and I'm sorry, but we are going to start the Q&A right now. Now, I'm just going to be straight up with you guys. I have not seen a single one of these questions yet. I did my best to not look at all, and I can see that we have 130 possible questions. Obviously, I'm not going to answer every single one of these, but I'm going to go through some of the ones that catch my eye immediately, and we're going to do a few of them. So we're going to start it right now, guys. This first one comes out from Trix. He says, "Face reveal soon?" I'm going to be straight up with you guys. Now that streaming is about to be a possibility, and I've listed some of the major goals that I have on this channel for you guys, a face reveal is definitely not out of the realm of possibilities, but I will tell you, we're not very close to it yet, if you're catching my drift. Next question comes from Lux. He says, "Congrats, man. Here's to many more. Thank you very much. What was the first console you ever had, and what game was your favorite on it?" The first console that I ever actually owned on my own was the PlayStation 2 many years ago. I mean, that thing is like a brick now. But my favorite game on it, I would argue it's between Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2 or Star Wars Battlefront 2. I mean, I had some crazy moments on those games, crazy memories, and yeah, the PlayStation 2, that thing is OG. This next question comes out from FaZe Pamaj. He says, "Fooly, can we see your gaming setup?" I mean, I don't see why not. Here, let me back up and let me actually do this for you guys. Alrighty, so as you can see on the picture, I haven't finished setting everything up, mainly because I don't have my PC in this video yet. So my setup's actually going to be different in a few days. You can see on the left, I'm using a pretty old MacBook. In the center, I have a monitor with Call of Duty in the background. That's just so I could have something to look at while I record a video. Trust me, guys. Still haven't played COD in like 2 months, so don't get on me for that. Got the microphone in the middle, got the clock on the right, and got my PlayStation also on the right with my headset. The next question comes out from Galactic. He says, "How is college? I'm nervous. I have 1 year left of high school." Yo, my boy Galactic. College was something that I took for granted a few years ago. I'm in my mid-20s now, and I'm barely transferring to a university. That is because when I was 18, 19, 20 years old, I did not value college the way that I do now. And that is just part of maturing, and I'm glad that you're actually asking somebody with more experience on this, because I can tell you right now as a kid, you get very nervous about college, you get very anxious, you're very scared, you might not be motivated. All of these things are normal feelings, but I'm just gonna be straight up, college is a blast. I'm very excited to be transferring to a university. I'm very confident you're going to be just fine in college. It's just a matter of keeping your head in it. I think when you're older, you're really going to appreciate the fact that you tried at least. This next question comes out from Lucky Gold 28. He says, "Will you recap all of the people you've sent to the Gulag since your first video about it in the first week of January 2023? Recap everyone from the Gulag and the new ritual of the channel." Let me see if I can actually pull up all of the people that I've sent to the Gulag. I don't know if I could do that. Alright, if I'm not mistaken, this is my last version of the Gulag. I mean, honestly, I don't even remember all the people in here, man. The most notable people are Joe Seacott. I have this weird furry bundle from Vanguard. I see Lil Jon in here because he got smoked at the Vanguard reveal event. I see Divinity in here. I see a Twitter user because he was probably talking smack and he was completely wrong on Twitter. I see Plexify, he's in there for the same reason as Virginity. I see Sledgehammer Games for the entire existence of Vanguard. I see Hutch in there for the SBMM stuff. I see Infinity Ward in there for MW 2019 Part 2. I see Bobby Cosby. I see Charlie Intel, Doug Dimmadome Warzone, a COD News channel, and the MW2 Ghost. All these people because they were just gooch looking a little bit too much for my liking. I see the actor for Captain Price because of his comments for MW 2019 Part 2. And then I see the lady who hosted the MW 2019 Part 2 COD Next event. This next question comes out from Flint and Steel. He says, "Congrats, man. Been here since Vanguard. That's absolutely crazy." He says, "My questions are, What's your thoughts on zombies, specifically the upcoming Black Ops 6 zombies? I think it looks promising from what I've seen so far. And why don't you play the older CODs in your videos? These are some good questions. First of all, COD Zombies, back in the day, I thought was incredible. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of World War II zombies, not the biggest fan of Cold War zombies, to be completely honest. Not a fan of Vanguard zombies, not a fan of MW 2019 Part 3 zombies. Going into Black Ops 6 zombies, I'm hoping they reinvent a little bit and also at the same time kind of go back to their roots with the original Black Ops zombies. But so far, I would say, yeah, I mean, it doesn't look bad. I'm interested to see what they got going on with it. And as for the other question, now that I'm getting a PC, I do think I'm going to be playing some of the older CODs. Like, honestly, like, you actually might see some of that gameplay in the background pretty soon. This next question comes from Optic OP. He says, does it curve to the left or to the right? I'm not gonna lie, guys, I got a banana, alright? I don't know if that's bad, but I don't know if that's a bad thing, but that shit is for sure a banana. The next question comes out from 2 for Ray. He says, do you still have faith in COD for them to go back to the good old days? Honestly, at this point, I don't think so. Genuinely, I don't think so. Next question comes from Psy Obscured. He says, what inspired you to do YouTube? Just the hobby of it. I wanted to do it as a little kid, but like I said earlier in the video, I grew up super poor. I didn't have money for pretty much anything, honestly. And so when I started saving up a little bit of money, at the same time, I was not really going to college at this point, like I mentioned earlier in the video as well. And I decided, you know what, let me just start a new hobby. Let's just record some gameplay. Let's do some live comms. That's how I started. If you've seen my previous videos from back in 2019, I started with live comms similar to Jev, and that was kind of what got me really into it. And I don't know what happened, but we kind of just transformed over the years. COD has just gotten worse in my opinion, and I started being a lot more opinionated, and here we are. Next question comes from, oh Jesus, what is this? Gregors Zemanotwesk. I'm so sorry, bro. He says, when did you start playing Call of Duty? My first COD ever was Black Ops 1, but I remember going to my homie's house back in the day and we would play MW2. This next question comes from The Mercenary. He says, hey Fooly, congrats on not just making it to 25k, but also for being one of the only few COD YouTubers keeping it real in your videos. Thank you, man. I really do appreciate it, no cap. My question for you in this Q&A, which was the worst thing to happen in the COD franchise? Supply drops, Advanced Warfare to Black Ops 4, or SBMM since 2019? Ooh, alright guys, this is a spicy one. I've been waiting for something like this. I'm gonna be straight up, I know this is so unpopular. I'm gonna say the worst thing is genuinely SBMM. Because supply drops had a lifespan of what? 5 years of supply drops, and it kind of got reinvented towards World War II and Black Ops 4. And there were some decent concepts in there, alright? I'm very not a fan of the whole casino-esque aspect of it, alright? Don't get it twisted now, it's still bad. But at least it's since then been removed, and it is no longer a thing. It survived 5 years and it is gone. We now have 2019 through 2024, that is another 5 years of COD, where this version of SBMM still exists. So 1, it still exists. 2, it's gonna have a longer lifespan to it. And 3, I know I make kind of a joke about it on the videos, but genuinely, like, the rigging that you experience in these games is actually ridiculous to the point where you don't want to play anymore. Next question comes from Not Visual. Yo, what? Hold on, guys. Yo, side note. If I'm not mistaken, I think I know this guy. He says, congrats, bro. So glad for you. Feels like we were just playing Modern Warfare Infected yesterday or grinding for camos in that battleground mode. Glad you were doing well, bro. Keep it up, man. You got my full support always. Guys, if you don't know, this kid's a goat. I mean, this guy, we used to play Infected back in MW 2019, and those were some of the funniest moments I've had in gaming history, like straight up. This kid's amazing. Yo, Visual, if you're catching this part of the video, I love you, man. You're the GOAT. I hope you're doing well as well, and thank you for always supporting, bro. Like, this kid subscribed to me when I had like 100 subs or something like that, and now we're at 25,000. That is crazy. This next question comes from Angelo. He says, what game would you say first got you into first-person shooters? I mean, straight up, probably was MW2, just playing it with my friends back in the day, and Black Ops 1. I think one of the old military games, Medal of Honor, I think it was. This next question comes from PR. He says, congrats, so happy for you. what's your favorite color, my guy? First of all, thank you so much. Thank you for supporting and stopping by. And to answer your question, my favorite color used to be green, but I think now as of late, as you can see with the logo, blue. I'm really into blues nowadays. Next question comes from James. He says, congratulations on 25K and keeping it real and packing the steel. Thank you. He says, have you thought about making videos on good games and or fun games to play? And yeah, like I said earlier, we're getting a PC, so the gaming availability and capabilities are about to expand tremendously, and streaming other games is about to be a thing as well. So really excited for that. This next question is from Frank is Best. He says, bro, big W on 25K, thank you. He says, what Need for Speed would you play? Honestly, I don't remember the last time I played Need for Speed. I mean, that game is kind of OG, like especially like the really old ones. I genuinely don't know. If you could give me a recommendation, maybe, who knows, maybe that's something we play in the background while we chat and stream, who knows. This next question comes from Michael Redacted. He said, how do you feel going from just starting out to 25,000 subscribers? Did you ever think you would hit 25K? And now that you did, what's the feeling? Also, the Long Schlongs class is still OP. Wait a second. Yo, we got another one, guys. Hold on. I don't know if anybody knows what this guy's talking about. This is another one of those like little side series that I did back in MW 2019. I used to ask people in the comments for horrible classes, and I would just use them in a video like that. I used to do that. It's a crazy feeling. Like sometimes I go back and watch just the first few seconds of my first video ever. Bro, I'm gonna be straight up. Sometimes I shed a tear because you just hear the change in my voice from when I was literally like a kid to now, and it's just, yo, that pulls at the heartstrings sometimes, guys. I'm not gonna lie. And did I ever think I would hit 25K? Absolutely not. I never thought I would hit 100 subs, guys. That's what we're doing. That is crazy. Yo, bro, thank you so much for the question. Thank you for stopping by, and supporting this long is crazy. Next question comes from Cardinal. He says, for newcomers, can you explain where exactly the gooch is located? Under the balls, guys. Under the balls, alright? That's all you gotta know. Next question comes from Faded. Yo, this is the homie. Yo, Faded is, this guy's the GOAT, alright? I know who this is. You guys need to check this kid out on Twitter, on YouTube. Subscribe to him. He's a great guy, man, straight up. He says, this is a question I've wanted to ask for a while. Where do you see yourself in a few years' time with your degree on its way and your channel only getting more and more popular? I mean, straight up, guys, this is one of those, like, embark on the unknown type of things where I have no idea where I'm gonna be in a few years. Like, a few years ago, I could never picture myself here today doing exactly what I'm doing, talking into a microphone to you guys right now. As soon as I get the degree, my genuine God-honest goal is I just want to focus specifically so much more on content. Like, I want to have a degree just in case and still look for a career with that degree, but depending on how far YouTube goes, I mean, anything is possible, really. That's a great question, bro. Thank you so much. This next question comes from Ghost of LBK. He says, congratulations on the milestone, brother. When GTA 6 comes out, will you play it and do a walkthrough about it on YouTube? First of all, thank you so much, man. Thank you for always supporting. And to answer your question, when GTA 6 comes out, you best believe, guys, we're streaming it. We're making content on it for sure. 100,000 million quadrillion %. Next question comes from Neil. He says, what hobbies do you enjoy besides, you know, playing? Really big fan of playing music. I love playing guitar. I love watching movies. I love going out. I really like cooking, guys. I think that's a weird one. I've thought about content regarding cooking too. Maybe we'll talk about that some other time, but next question comes from Vice. He says, what is the Scat Master going to school for? My main goal was to get into some like therapy-esque kind of things or some counseling. That's definitely still on the cards, but like I said, anything can change. The world is full of possibilities, and I'm open to a lot of different things, honestly. Next question comes from Austin. He says, what YouTubers inspired you? Coming up, a lot of it was Jev, XJaws, White Boy 7th Street. You know, actually a lot of the FaZe guys, Rain, Adapt. I used to watch Speedy a lot, if you know who that is. Minnesota Burns, if you guys know who that is. A lot of guys, man. I mean, those were crazy times on YouTube back then, too. We're almost done here, guys. This next question comes out from Fox. He says, yo, Scoutmaster, Bo's been watching ya faithfully. I don't know who that is. My roommate and I count every vid every time you say the word gooch. I find your content entertaining. Thank you, man. My question is, what was the last true great COD in your opinion and why? The last great one, in my opinion, genuinely was Black Ops 4. I know I started the channel back in MW 2019, and I've talked about this before, but sometimes I really do wish I started on Black Ops 4, and I do think my channel would be completely different to what it is today if I would have started on Black Ops 4, because I really enjoyed that game. I put a lot of hours into it. I really liked the specialist abilities. I really liked the streaks. I liked a lot of the maps. I liked the remade maps. I'm gonna do 2 more. This next question comes out from Kuroy. He says, congratulations on the 25,000 subscribers. I've been a sub for so long now, I forgot when I actually first did so. Yo, when you get to that point, you know what I'm saying, guys? That's some good stuff. Thank you, bro. He says, is how you talk and act in your vids a persona like how Blame Truth does for his? Honestly, yes and no. I think on the channel, I get like very, very, very loud, like volume wise, but in real life, like I do talk a lot of trash. I'm pretty opinionated. I'm pretty stubborn too. I am extremely honest with literally everybody, and if you do something stupid in real life and you're in front of me, I'm gonna tell you like, yo, that was stupid. But I think to be on YouTube, I think there is a little bit of an element of having like a little bit of a persona, but in real life, like honestly, it's somewhat similar. This is gonna be the last question, guys. This comes from Caleb. He says, how'd you get the name Scat Master Fooly? Fooly I made back in World War II because I'm a very big fan of the competitive scene, and at the time I really liked these 2 pros' names of Silly and Loony, and just having that Y at the end was kind of like a gimmicky thing with the COD scene, and so I decided, I don't know, Fooly, and we kind of just stuck with it from there. And then this whole Scat Master thing started, this is actually an awful story, and maybe I'll talk about it more in depth in the future, but I have a really good friend who, back in Vanguard, we came across a very interesting Twitter user out there in the world who was doing some very interesting things, some very horrifying, disgusting things, honestly, guys. I'm just gonna be straight up. It was nasty as hell. And we kind of just made a joke out of it, and since then, I've just been the Scat Master Fooly. But yeah, guys, that's gonna do it for me today. That's the Q&A. Thank you guys again for 25,000 subscribers. That is just an insane number. Thank you to everybody who participated in the Q&A. I'm sorry I couldn't answer every single question. Obviously, that's just a little too unrealistic. From here, guys, we're gonna have a lot of different things happening on the channel. We're gonna play different games in the future. We're gonna do some streaming. To everybody who supports and makes that a possibility, thank you guys a ton. For real, like, I can't even express to you guys, you know, how many hours goes into this. And, you know, when I see the results, that sort of stuff is so inspiring to me. It makes me believe in myself even more. And just thank you guys for always supporting, sticking through it when I have a good opinion, a bad opinion, when I'm being funny, when I'm being serious. Just thank you guys, for real, from the bottom of my heart. This is to 25,000 subscribers, guys. Hopefully we see some more, and stay tuned for some bigger and better things on the channel. One last time, thank you guys a ton. Super, truly appreciated, and yeah, guys, it's been the boy Fooly. Have yourselves a good one. I'm out of here. Toodles.